Hello, welcome back to my channel. I was actually just thinking about my wedding. So, I'm in the midst of planning and getting all excited. And God just stopped me and said, Jessica, you're getting excited about a wedding, not marriage. So, I had to personally take a seat back, reevaluate a few things, make sure both of us are ready on the same accord. Anything with two heads is demonic. So I had to make sure that I'm not getting excited all about a wedding. So in my circle group, I am the last friend to get married, to close the deal, um, purchase a home, like all of the big pivotal moments that we live for, like in our 20s and 30s. We're like, yeah, we made it if we do X, Y, and Z. We have these boxes that we check off one by one and say, hey, we made it, we accomplished, we did it. But everybody's path don't look the same. And it's not to say that I won't have a wedding, it's just not right now. Only because I was being disobedient and I wasn't asking my father what he wants me to do. I'm just going on my own accord, choosing venues. Hey, asking him, you cool with this venue? He's like, yeah, we're asking, I can't do that. I was asking the wrong person. We both have to pray and ask, where do he want us to um, do our wedding? Where does he want us to go? Who do he want us to talk to, instead of doing it on my own accord? So that was just transparent moment, because it was really disheartening to say, hey, I'm not going to be able to do it at this time. I got to do it at this time. I'm not going to be able to do it at this place. I got to do it at that place. So disobedience or obedience is a part of what I'm going through right now. And I'm sharing this only because I know other people out there are working on being obedient, tapping in, listening to that still soft voice inside of you that's telling you to slow down. You're too anxious. Being anxious for anything is also frowned upon. And I just had to slow myself down because I was just getting a little too excited. And getting married is a very exciting time for all families that are connected and friends that are connected to the two people. But marriage is more than just having a wedding. And I understand that with crystal clear goggles on now at this point. So I wanted to encourage you, if you are trying to do something new, if you are branching out there doing something different, just slow down. Ask God, do you want me to go left? Do you want me to go right? Which way you want me to go? And he'll give you those steps, step by step, of what he wants you to do. I also got on just to share a little bit of my testimony, because I felt like I just created my channel, but I didn't really tell my viewers a lot about me. And my overall purpose is to connect with other people. So I'm gonna eventually start advertising for other people to be able to tap into me for 30 minutes for a fee. Steve Harvey suggested $10, but I'm gonna ask God what he want me to charge his people just to talk to me, to get a friendly advice, or just for me to hear your stories, to say, hey, Jessica, I know that you said you went through this. How did you overcome it? What did you do to stay mentally sane through that? What was your prayer life like? What was the steps that you took? And it's really not life coaching. I see a lot of people doing life coaching, but I guess it is kind of the same thing, except uh, I'll just be talking to you on a one-on-one basis for one time. It won't be unless you continue to want to talk to me about your issues. And it's different from counseling as well, because I do have masters in mental health and wellness, but mine is more like a friendship, because I think sometimes you just need advice, or just want somebody to hear your story that has been through what you've been through. I know I have shared before that I have been through losing my mom was the reason I created the channel. When I was younger, my mom had two other children, so my grandmother kind of stepped in to help her out a lot. So I kind of say my mom and my grandma raised me. Also had an auntie that stepped in and did a lot for me. My sisters were a big part of my childhood. Like, I don't know who I would be without my two sisters. So I'm in the middle. Everybody know being in the middle is a very unique position to be in. So I'm always being tug of war, like, like tug of war. Like, I'm always being pulled this way or pulled that way. It's no, you can't please them both. So I try to love on them equally. I was the first person in my family to graduate from a 4-year college. So, a first year graduation, those are things that have their own hurdles, making new friends and going into a new place and surviving and coming out of that as a graduate, not just a person who attended, but actually completed the program. I went on later to get my master's while having a child. I know other people may need encouragement in that area. Girl, how did you do it with the baby? So my daughter was 5 at the time. So that was like a 13-month program, very fast, accelerated, but I did it. So I've overcome abandonment issues. So my dad wasn't present when I was younger, but now him and I have a great relationship. So mending a relationship from with a parent as an adult versus a kid, that is a unique situation. Being raised by a grandparent, that's a unique situation. I also have experienced going through an abortion that has effects afterwards. I've been in an abusive relationship before. I've overcame that and moved on to do other things that comes along with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of ups and downs, um, a lot of emotional not baggage, or you I guess you can say baggage, where you feel like you still love the person to death, you wish them well, you don't want anything negative to happen to them, but you just can't have them in your immediate circle. Having a small group of friends, being a mom while working, trying to set your dreams on the right path. That's what I'm kind of doing now. Is I am branching off from just being a worker to actually serving God and putting myself out there to be available to his people in the ways that I have accomplished other things just to help you guys out. So, if watching my videos resonate with you and you would like to speak to me, or you just want to be a supporter, just like, comment so I'll know, topics that you want to hear more about, or if you want to talk to me personally, you can message me on Instagram, and I'll also create like an email address too for other people to email me and say, hey, I would like to talk to you 30 minutes about this topic, or just want your advice or your input of what you personally did. I think that is big. That's a big part of ministry and a big part of counseling and being a friend, giving advice, is that they want to see a face. And it's not all about the race of the person or the background of the person, but they want to know, how did you overcome? Sometimes it's good to talk to somebody who has faced what you are facing specifically. I know that was a really challenging, or that changed me in high school when I had a mentor. She was from UNC Chapel Hill, and she came down. She took us to her campus, various other campuses. She was a counselor, she was a mentor. She looked like me. She was a successful Black woman. She was somebody who I aspired to go down that path. I always knew education was very important to me. I like to connect with people like that because it makes it real. And when you come from a small town, it makes it easier for you to say, hey, listen, if it happened for this person that I can physically see, then I know it can happen for me. So I have a lot of family members too that have took me under their wing at a young age and took me to their different campuses. So throughout my childhood, I always stayed on an educational campus or going to a graduation or seeing someone reach their goals in my family. So I think if I could be that person for other people, like, it's no need for you to go through an abortion by yourself when somebody else has been through it with you. It's no need for you to, somebody else has already gone through it before you. So you don't have to do or make that decision totally alone. I'll never help anybody make those type of decisions, but at least like, okay, that's something that somebody else has been through. um, Going through college, all the nervousness of waiting for your acceptance letter, getting your acceptance letter, applying for financial aid, what is a FAFSA PIN, little stuff like that. It's like you only know those things if you've been through it. Abandonment issues, looking for love in all the wrong places. all those type of experiences, and I'm pretty sure after I get off the video I'll think of a million more things that I have overcome. But it's sometimes good to talk to people who's been where you are trying to go. So I just wanted to jump in and tell you guys some of the things that I envision for my channel, some of the things that I want to aspire to do later on in life, or as God sets forth for me to do it, I'll do it at his speed. And just to encourage you guys, just to say, hey, this is a girl that's from the country, small town, that have big dreams, and it's something that you can accomplish. Nobody can tell you what's for you and what's not for you. So don't be overzealous about anything. Ask God for those small steps. And two, I wanted to remind you, if you are doing anything that is considered service for God or a tie to your dream, make sure that you don't involve yourself in anything that does not have good integrity, anything that's not honest, anything that is not something you're trying to be a representative of, because all of that stuff will impact how far you will be able to go in a business, in an organization, as a parent. Anything you're trying to build, if it is not including something that's honest and something that God can be proud of, I don't personally believe that it's going to prosper as well as it will if you keep it clean and legit. And even just doing these videos, I have to do specific things before I get on here. I'm a busy person. I work. I'm a mother. I help her do extracurricular activities. I definitely have to start getting more physically active. Um, and then thinking about even getting married, you have to dedicate time to a marriage to keep it alive and awake. So all of these things contribute to your mental health, believe it or not. So I just want to be an advocate for other people who may not have support or just want to talk to someone different to get an outside opinion, and just be available. So anything that I do, I'm going to try my best to make sure that I'm not telling those little white lies, because all of us have the tendency to tell little white lies. And God is working with me on that. Stop telling white lies, because they do add up to not being honest. So, and it's those little things that you like, oh, nobody will know. Nobody gonna see your time. Nobody gonna know that you did that when you were supposed to be doing this. I know, and that's all that's important to me. And then you know also that you don't supposed to be doing it. So try to do everything with integrity, with respect. Use your voice, it has authority. You don't have to be loud, you don't have to be over talkative with other people, but you do have to also speak up for yourself and let people know your demands and what's important and valuable to you. So I'll be back shortly. Me and my daughter, we have cheer later on today, so I'll tap in at that time. God bless.